Hello, I'm Bo with Windsor, and I'm here today to introduce you to the Axcess Total Floor Care System. The Axcess Total Floor Care System is a modular system so you can customize it for the needs of your facility. The Axcess Total Floor Care System consists of a vacuum body, a 15-inch vacuum head, a 12-inch vacuum head, or a 12-inch 2,000 RPM burnisher. This allows you to customize the Axcess Total Floor Care System to best suit the needs of your unique facility. By using the Axcess Total Floor Care System, you can maintain 4 distinct areas in any given facility. For example, by combining the vacuum body, which has S-Class HEPA filtration, with either the 15 or 12-inch vacuum head, you now have a dual motor vacuum that can be used to maintain virtually any soft floor carpeted area in your facility. Furthermore, by combining the vacuum body with the 12-inch burnisher head, you have the ability to maintain small and hard-to-reach finished floor areas. Furthermore, by combining the vacuum body and the burnishing head, along with the progressive pad system, you have the ability to maintain stone and terrazzo floors. And lastly, by using the vacuum body alone, you now have the ability to do high dusting and other detail work in your facility. While the Axcess Total Floor Care System can be configured for use in virtually any facility, there are a couple types of facilities that it lends itself very well to: hospitality and healthcare. Let's take a look at each type of facility and how you can utilize the Axcess Total Floor Care System. In a healthcare facility, combining the vacuum body with the 12-inch burnishing head gives you a 2,000 RPM burnisher that can be used to maintain patient rooms as well as other small areas with HEPA filtration. Ask any healthcare professional and they'll tell you that nosocomial infections or infections that transfer from one patient to another while they're in the hospital are a major concern. One of the ways that infections can transfer between patients and rooms is through particulate that gets into the air. So obviously, anything you can do to reduce that particulate count, such as S-Class HEPA filtration, is a positive. Furthermore, utilizing either the 12-inch or 15-inch vacuum heads allows you to maintain soft floor areas with one package. In hospitality applications, combining the vacuum body with the 12-inch vacuum head gives you an ideal vacuum for guest rooms. Combining the vacuum body with the 15-inch vacuum head gives you an ideal vacuum for larger areas, such as hallways or eating areas inside the hotel. Both provide dual motor pickup, as well as S-Class HEPA filtration. Additionally, the burnishing head combined with the vacuum body in hospitality gives you the ability to maintain any small finished floors and keep them looking nice and fresh for your guests. Let's begin by taking a look at the vacuum body component of the Axcess Total Floor Care System. This is the vacuum body. On the back, you'll find a quick release for the cord. Once you've removed the cord, you have complete access to the vacuum bag by simply lifting up on this tab and opening the container. The vacuum bag pulls straight up and out. Note that the vacuum bag has a dust flap right here. When you're removing a full bag, fold this over before pulling it out, and you can make sure that you retain all the soil that you've picked up. Inside the vacuum chamber is a secondary filter that sits right in the bottom. You want to maintain this filter and make sure that it's replaced about twice a year. Also on the lid, you'll find a latch that allows you to remove the hose from the lid. Simply press this over, and you can pull the hose completely from the lid. This will allow you to remove any clogs that may be in the hose. Periodically, the filter on the vacuum body will need replaced. To replace it, simply remove the banding at top and bottom, remove the filter where it meets in the back, and replace it. Then replace the banding, being sure that both the filter and the band are tucked underneath the vacuum lid latch. When replacing the bag, be sure to line it up on all 4 arrows. It should sit down completely with the green tab over the metal piece on the side. That will allow the top of the container to close and latch. The only difference between the vacuum heads for your Axcess Total Floor Care system is the length of the brush roll. Other than that, they're constructed identically. So let's take a look at the 12-inch vacuum head and see how to maintain it. On the Axcess Total Floor Care system, both the vacuum heads and the burnishing head have an articulating neck, which means that as the user turns their wrist, the vacuum steers to the right or to the left. Additionally, you'll notice that it's a 4-position adjustment. This will need adjusted to the right position for the vacuum. The best way to do that is by turning your adjustment knob all the way to the highest setting, turning your vacuum on, and then lowering the knob position by position until you hear the brush hit the carpet. You'll notice that the pitch of the motor changes and you'll audibly hear the brush hit the carpet. On the top as well is an indicator light that tells you when the brush is out of adjustment. If the brush is out of adjustment, or it's not spinning, or it's being impeded, this orange light will come on to tell you that the vacuum needs adjustment. This green light tells you that the vacuum is working perfectly. On the bottom of the vacuum head, you'll find a few components such as a door which allows you to gain access to the vacuum intake area to clear out any clogs. You'll also find your brush roll. One of the most important things with any vacuum is to make sure that you've got a good amount of bristle left. How do you check that? Simply take a driver's license or a credit card, run it down this plate, and as long as it comes in contact with the bristles, your vacuum brush is okay. If it doesn't contact the bristles or barely contacts them, it's probably time for a new brush. In order to change that brush on the Axcess vacuum head, it's rather simple. Simply depress this press button, twist the end cap, and it comes off. Give the brush roll a slight twist, and it's removable with no tools. This will allow you to maintain it and remove hair and other debris that gets caught on the brush roll. Instead of using a knife or a pair of scissors like a lot of people do, use a seam ripper. It's inexpensive, available at any convenience store, and it's much safer than using knives and scissors. To replace the brush roll, simply pop it back in, give it a twist till it seats all the way, put your cap on, and your vacuum head is ready for use. The burnishing head utilizes a progressive pad system, which goes from most aggressive to least aggressive. On stone and terrazzo maintenance, you would utilize the red pad, which would be the first pad or the most aggressive pad. This would remove blemishes and scratches from the floor. The next pad would be the yellow pad. This pad would be used to restore some gloss and prepare the floor for the green pad. The green pad would be the final step in stone and terrazzo maintenance. Additionally, the green pad is the standard pad to use on finished VCT floors. For VCT floors that have a softer finish on them or higher gloss, utilize the blue pad to maintain that floor. The burnishing head of your Axcess Total Floor Care system has active dust control. As such, you'll see that the dust and debris enter the filtration system through this port. Now this port will need cleaned and maintained on occasion, so to do that, simply press this button, pull the lid of the port, wipe it out, wipe out the dust port, and replace. When it's time to change the pad on your burnisher head, simply turn it over, grasp the locking mechanism in the middle, and remove. The pad removes from the machine, and when you're ready to replace it, simply put it back into place, twist the locking mechanism on, and you're ready to go. So there you have it. You now know everything you need to know to maintain and operate the Axcess Total Floor Care System. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.